If you're here, say hi. I have something really special that means a lot to me coming up tomorrow. I am the host of the Choosing a Different Future show, and it's a podcast and a vodcast that streams to over 450 podcast and TV platforms, which has been just amazing in this last year for me to be able to explore. And one of the topics that we're going to be covering tomorrow is really important to me. I mean, I talk about a lot of important things, but has a special place in my heart. Back in 2018, I did a class that was asked of me by some of my friends in India, and we called it, "Have you been told that the world would be a better place without people with special needs?" And we had so many great people that were on that class. It was a free class. If you would like the recording of it, let me know. But one of the things that came up was all these things, these messages that we were getting told, both implicitly, indirectly, and explicitly, much more directly over the course of my life about my siblings. As many of you know my sister Sira, who has spina bifida. You know my brother Shaniel, who he's hard of hearing, and he had multiple surgeries, and my sister had multiple surgeries. And through a lot of my childhood, we were told that the world would be better without them in it. And I don't think people always had a malicious intent when they were sending these messages. Sometimes it would come in the way of concern. Sometimes it would come in the form of intrusive questions. Sometimes it was more just stares or looks of disgust. And that's how things showed up. And yet, when I got to facilitate the class back in 2018 around this topic, something really different showed up instead. Instead, there were people that were like, "I'd like to understand more about what's going on with people with special needs. I'd like to contribute." One of the particular people that were really interested in the class and very vocal was someone that was volunteering in an orphanage, in multiple orphanages in India. And there were a lot of kids there that had special needs and special abilities. And so she was getting tips. She was asking for tips on how to do this. And over the years since then, I've had many conversations. I've been very fortunate to have many conversations with people on where they feel like they were told that message, be it from family, from doctors, from teachers, from friends, from partners, who you name it, from society, where they were told that the world would be better without them. I've had it with men where a lot of times the narrative is there'd be less war, there'd be less violence without men in the world. I actually don't agree with that at all. I've actually not just met mean girls, I've experienced mean girls. I know a lot of different people that are women that are identify as female, and yet they're not always the kindest people. They're not always the ones that are going to consider your best interest at heart, and that aren't going to have a malicious or evil intent. I've had this experience as a woman where people said that you shouldn't be here, that this isn't a space for you, that you can't create this, you can't do this. When we are told that we're not capable, when we know that we're capable, or we think we might be, let's at least give it a try. Can I have a chance? And the people that are saying that are basing it off of some type of identity, the way that we communicate, the way that we express ourselves, the way that we connect, the way that we create, whatever that is, then this is for you as well. This discussion is for you as well. Because now, instead of just talking about would the world be a better place with people with special needs, which I don't think it is, I actually think that people with special needs and special abilities are a gift, and that my world for sure and my life has been greatly enhanced by people who have special needs and special abilities. I also get that that's the case for a lot of other marginalized groups, a lot of other people who have identities that maybe are less understood or less valued by mainstream society. And I'd like us to have a chance to talk about this. Like, if you could be seen more clearly by the people around you, by the world, What would you like them to know? I would love for people to be on the show tomorrow live, or message me so I can read what you would like me to read on the show, to be like as a shout out, to for us to really show up for those of us that have been told, no, you need to hide away, no, you don't get to have a voice or opinion, no, your existence isn't valid, whatever degree of that on the spectrum of, oh, just be quiet and be seen and not heard, all the way to you should die. I've heard all of it for myself personally, and I've definitely worked with people through a lot of these situations. And so I want to hear from you. I'm asking for your help to make this episode be something that contributes to as many people as possible. And if it's not through your personal experience or through a story of a loved one, maybe it is sharing the details of the episode. There is a Facebook page. There is a page on our global network, the Inspired Choices Network. If you want the link directly, let me know. But I want to know from you, what have your experiences been with potentially being told that the world would be a better place without you? Was it with your family? Was it with work, where it's like, okay, you can only work in this certain way, these are the roles that you have to stay in your place? Is it because, oh, as soon as you show up at a store, or as soon as you show up in a space, because you're someone of color, they're already thinking a certain way about you, and they have certain feelings about who you are and what you can do or not do? Y'all hear me on this? Okay. Like, these are the things that I'm looking for, because I get that the title of the episode is very whoa. Would the world be a better place without you? And my invitation is for us to look at where we've asked ourselves this, especially when we're getting this pushback, when we're getting these messages from our environment that makes us wonder, well, man, am I supposed to be here? And you are. You're absolutely supposed to be here. The world is better with you in it. And I'd like to shine a light on all these different experiences where it might not be something that people have heard of, that it'll give them a bit of a nugget, a bit of an aha, so that they can maybe reflect upon themselves as to how they're treating people, how they're talking to people, who they choose to connect with and who they choose not to connect with, because it is a choice. And so if you would like to contribute to that, I'd love for you to be listening live on the show. I'm going to put the link to that here. Let me do that really quick. Tomorrow we're going to be broadcasting at 10 a.m. Eastern. So tomorrow is Friday, July 7th, in case you catch this as a replay later on. And here's the thing, is that if you can't make it on live, I get it. You might be working, you might be traveling, you might be taking care of kids. And yet, please, please, please do me a favor. And if you think of somebody, as I've been talking today, that has experienced this, has experienced this, where they've been getting this messaging of the world would be better without them, share this video with them, share the invitation for them to check out the episode tomorrow. And you can go and to the page and to the Choosing a Different Future show. I'm going to put it on here too. Okay, so you can go to the pages on there and check it out as well. There's a bunch of episodes coming up, but I really, really, really would like more experiences than just my own. I have a lot of them, but I get that it'll be more impactful if there's other people's voices that are involved, because sometimes when we talk about these types of things, they'll just be like, oh, Siris, that's just you. That was just your family. Y'all are special. Or it was just because of these particular circumstances, or it was because you grew up in the 80s in the United States. No, this is happening everywhere. I have a global network, right? Y'all are everywhere in the world. I am fortunate to have thousands of people that I'm connected to all over the world. And I get that there is examples of this all over the place. And so if you can help me shine a light on that, so we can all see these issues more clearly, and also see ourselves clearly, and know what we are contributing to the world, what we are bringing to the table, I would really appreciate it. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here as in listening to this video, but also for being on this planet with me. And I hope to catch you on live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, or for you to give me feedback on what you'd like me to say or what you get from after listening to the episode. Thanks so much. Bye for now.